Hi, this is Paul Inch from the Tech Modeler channel doing another submarine. The Xcraft was last time. This is a completed build of the sub itself, and it's the German Seahund, and it's basically called the Seal in the British version, and it's the Mark, let's work it out, 10, 20, 25, 27B B5 Miget Submarine. This was the last version built by the Germans before obviously the war ended, and it's still regarded as the best German midget submarine, and it's a really nice looking craft. As you can see, it looks very much like the standard U-boats with its basically its normal main housing here. It looks really definitely U-boatish when you look at it. You can see the torpedoes down here. They haven't been cleaned up or anything too much, because that's what my next job is, to build the 2 torpedoes. Now, the one thing I will say is the actual ballast tank. You can see the additional ballast tanks they put on, one on either side. On my sub it may look as if it's too high, but I've actually got the book which covers both the Xcraft and the this German midget submarine and the Seal, and I noticed in the photographs when they're being manufactured, this is exactly where it is, up high. Now in the kit, on the back of these two, it's got 2 pins, and it states in it, it shows a lovely picture of them going on. I might just put it in front of the camera here, I hope they get it. Just here, it shows these 2 marks as if indentations where you've actually put it. Well, I'm afraid they're not on the kit. On the actual hull pieces. So what I actually did, excuse me, I cut off the pegs that on these 2 pieces. There was 2, one in bottom corner, one at the top here, on both sides. Sanded them lightly to take the cement nice and easily, and then held them in position in this place. Glued either end, and then run around with the liquid. I used the extra thin cement, which is the quick one, the extra thin cement, not the normal. It's called what's it called? Quick setting, that's it, the extra thin cement, which was quick setting. It's got the lighter green bottle. If I'll just get it now, and you want to know what I'm talking about there. Makes life a bit easier, doesn't it? There you go, and there she is. I used this one, and I found that was brilliant. It does dry very quickly, and it's very, very strong as well, so don't put too much on. But anyway, it held them in both in place, and then I run around it and holding it firmly, and that's why they're actually up. I've seen a couple of models with it slightly down further, but when you look at the photographs of them being manufactured, there's about, you can see about 10 in the shot, and every one of them has got this tank up right near the coning tower, as it were. So that is in the right position, and I'm glad I actually had that book, because I would have actually put them down in the middle and where you'd think they'd look better. But I suppose when you think of it, they are ballast water tanks, so really extra buoyancy tanks, so they would be a bit further up near the surface. But anyway, but the photographic evidence is there, so that's where I put mine. Just to look basically around this, we've got quite a few things on in this sub now. This is the actual periscope on the front. This one here is a compass housing, magnetic compass housing. And this little bit here is quite funny, really. Most of us have got toilets in the house, and when you flush it, you've got a ball cock in there. And I think I've actually showed that in the last video. I think so anyway. But anyway, there's a ball cock in there. And what it does is when the submarine surfaces, the ball cock releases and actually allows fresh air to come into the submarine. And when it dives, the water pressure takes the ball cock up and actually closes off the water supply from the sea going into the sub and seals it in there. Now I'm sure they most probably got another seal inside that they tighten up as well. I haven't looked inside the submarine before, so I might have a read up a bit more to see if that is the case. But anyway, it's quite a novel idea. So it's finished, as I said, and I thought I'd show it before I actually put the undercoat on. But what I will do is I will sort the torpedoes out and do another short video of showing the whole thing. I won't put them on to the sub, obviously, because I want to paint them off, because they are a slightly darker grey to the original sub. Now what I've just found out, after watching someone else's build of this submarine, I've found out that there's a colourful drawing that comes with this, just giving you the colours. And would you believe it, I've looked in the box and I know it wasn't there. So unless I've actually misplaced it, I'm going to look around first before I say it wasn't in the box. But I can't find it, but I'm going to have another look. And if not, I have to do a search on the internet. So basically I haven't got the colour chart, but that's not an issue, because I can sort it out anyway. So anyway, as you can see, really a nice looking model. It's a very interesting submarine. Oh, there's one point I found I had problems with, is this end, the actual dive planes on the back. This bit's no problem, but on the actual bit that goes to the hole and stays permanently in that normal position, that position is brilliant. They glue on really positively, no problem. But when it came to this bit, I found that because it's meant to be workable, it wouldn't. The actual pin that goes through and joins the two is very fine, and there's no connection at this end. So it's different if it was like an aeroplane where you actually got the bit where it goes in, but this doesn't. So there's only a little pin holding it, took them both together. So what I did in the end, every time I glued it and held it there, it started to fall. So what I did, I've actually glued them in place in the normal position, more or less the normal position. And also this moved a lot, so I've decided, and I've actually glued that in that position. At the end of the day, this is a model, not a toy, so I wasn't worried about it working too much anyway. So I dropped a bit of extra thin quick setting glue in there, Tamiya extra thin quick setting, the bottle I've just showed you earlier on, and it worked really well. My filling was done in my normal way of doing the filling most of the time now, is with my Tamiya extra thin with plastic inside. That's why I've got my label extra thin with filler fine I put in there, and basically it's a runny liquid, but it's got actually white plastic card cut into it. It was an idea, and Flores mentioned it, and I'd seen him use it, and I decided to do the same, and I find it really is good. You can put it on there, drop it in very finely, it does shrink a little bit, and if you need a bit more the next time you can. I leave it overnight myself normally, and then I go in with a sanding stick just lightly, and it clears, and it actually, because it's like a glue stroke plastic, it actually becomes part of the plastic of the kit. So I really think that's a good glue. I'm not saying it's going to work for everyone, but it works for me on some of the stuff that I do. I still use filler in the places, obviously, if it's a major job, but I find that that's brilliant, because most kits, modern kits, don't need a great deal of filling anyway. So the actual Xcraft is finished, as I've just shown you. I haven't put the dome on the top there, and this little mark you can see there is as flat as a pancake. It's the actual bit where you cut it off the sprue, and it's got a slightly different colour. Once you sprayed that, you're not going to notice it. But there is a glass dome that goes on the top of this club. I haven't got it out the packet because I don't want to touch that until that's actually come to the end. Really, that'll be the last thing that goes on the sub. I will be trying to spray inside the sub a whitish colour. You won't see nothing in there too much, but I thought if I spray in there white before I do it and just mask that bit off at the top, I can spray the rest of the sub the standard colours. So that's what I should be doing. So anyway, so thank you for watching this short update, and I think that's about it really, and I'll catch you on the next one. Thank you very much. Bye.